follow up on this dilemma. You can tell your fender wells mount up in these holes and come up, and it kind of gets close to here. So you still had a gap. So I think what I'm gonna do is just make a bigger gap. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna hack that off right where the rust is, not make that panel, and just let all the leaves fall through there. The only downer, I guess, is you kind of gotta check in here every once in a while to see if you got leaves building up in there, which is, you know, an issue on both sides. This way, I don't care. You know, it's like your door sits here. You can see in there, obviously, but that's, if it's this much higher, it's not a big deal. It's not like it makes a big difference. So your fender wells should be catching most of that anyway. Let me show you how it's going. Rust repair sucks. So the big part that really sucks is I have a spot weld bit, so it kind of cuts these out. But I didn't really want to leave this seam and then just put another patch on top of it. I wanted to cut that out, even though these do kind of overlap a lot. So obviously this is the reason this is rusting out. Everything was just sitting back behind here and just rust out the metal. So in case you're wondering, all these double layers are usually your problem areas. I couldn't get down in here very well. If I had a Dremel tool, it'd be very handy, but I don't. So I should get one eventually. But it's really hard to get down in here and then not notch into here. So I got this out, so I'll make a template. I'm just gonna bend that edge and get everything to match up. Weld it. Hopefully the seams aren't too obvious, because like I said, I would love the truck to stay in bare metal. If someone bought it and kept it in bare metal, or I won the lottery and kept it, I would keep it in bare metal. And then down here, like I showed you, I cut off a good amount. You know, this thing came all the way down here, and then kind of, oh, you can see all the spot welds. It kind of like went this way. So yes, you can see in here now, but I think what I'm gonna do is leave that. All this trash and crap can dump in here, which it was already doing because it was all rusted out anyway. If not, it sits in there, and so you have to like clean it out. And you think that you'll open that vent and clean in here, but it's really hard to get something in there. A little kick panel over it, and that's probably what I would do, especially because whatever weld I fix over there, the holes over there aren't gonna be perfect. So it's a solution, maybe not the best, but you can tell, like, I hate how those rust out, and if I don't really need the air going up into the cab, I'm gonna fix that. One of the guys that commented on my last video, you know, if you're driving this and you're hot, you're gonna do your wing windows or your door windows. If you never drove one of these trucks, if your door window is not down, to me, a taller guy, it's not that comfortable. If you don't have your arm out on one of these trucks, I don't know what you're thinking. It lets me know that this side's gonna suck too. It just sucks getting in here and trying to get all that old crap out of there. So I also need to straighten this out a little bit. And then something I think is wrong is I have a heater box, but it was actually for a bigger truck, and I didn't realize that. It seems to mount different, which makes sense because I know the cabs are a little bit, I think, or the wheel well is a little bit different, but I might have to go to the junkyard and get a different outer shell, which sucks because I already spent money on this one, and at least I have the inner now, but that really sucks. Or I can maybe grind that tab. It's just not sitting in. This blower motor is not sitting in the right way, because I wanted to fit all that up and see if cutting this side out would affect me. And it's not too bad either. After way too long making this patch, and then I hammered and dollied around this little edge so that I could get a little radius like the rest of it has. And again, not perfect, but once it's welded up, I can kind of hammer and dolly some stuff. And I got to grind that edge obviously anyway. So just tons and tons of test fitting, and obviously I'm doing TIG, so you kind of need that gap pretty tight. So hopefully looks okay. Hopefully I can grind on the welds and you don't even see it. So that would be the goal, especially if you're going bare metal. That's why it kind of sucks having stuff on your firewall, even though, you know, if you guys want to be real, people are probably going to be more impressed with the truck instead of the engine bay. You know, it's a 350 small block. I don't know who's losing their mind over that, but there's a patch on there. I told myself I was just gonna throw some patches on, not weld them up, but I did weld it up. I need to grind on this one some more. Obviously, The biggest issue for me is I can't hammer and dolly back behind this one very well because this section is in here. So I'm gonna kind of have to work on that a little bit more and try to get that popped out. That way I can get in this low spot out of there. In the end, that's not bad at all. You know, most guys are gonna just throw a little filler on it. The same with up in here. I'm gonna hammer and dolly on that a little more. And then a couple little spots I'm gonna re-weld and grind down and just get it a little better. But obviously, you know, happy about that. I'm not really stressing. And then I spot welded it back in, and it's looking pretty close to the same. So one patch down. I'd say hindsight, after doing that, I probably would have just made this whole panel. That way I only had one seam to worry about, not two. That's about how much I cut out of it. But again, your wheel well runs up in here. So yeah, you'll be able to see in there a little bit, but your hood hinges are there. Like, there's a lot going on. I don't think it's gonna be something that drives me crazy. And I'm thinking on the same thing over here. Whenever you have your heater box in, you kind of don't, the heater box kind of comes over and you don't see it after here. And so I think I'm gonna do the same thing, cut it about the same height, but this side's gonna be a little different. Obviously there's a lot more going on in here. I need to fix a patch up in the top. I need to fix this from here over, and this is all gonna be one piece. So a lot more difficult. That's why I was warming up on that side. The same thing though, I'm gonna cut this much out over here, get rid of all that, fill that panel in, but the chaos in here. I know this side's gonna be harder. I was kind of like thinking I would run this flat, but I think I am gonna have to like swoop this up a little bit because it kind of matches the, it matches that little arch in your fender. Let's dig into this. And the party started. So let me show you. I cut this off. This obviously goes in here. I knew that they had caked Bondo in there, and I'm assuming that's not the people jamming stuff in so the Bondo doesn't blow through. But basically this sits in here. So I indexed and made some marks so that I know reference points of where the fender mounts need to be. Biggest problem I would say is that this mount that indexes where the fender mounts was rotted off. So that kind of sucks because now I'm gonna have to make a new one and get that in place, and then also make the metal around it and then weld the metal to it. So, you know, if you can tell, it's just like this piece is like the outside shell is spot welded to it. So in reality, if this was all rusted out, it's not as big of a deal as this piece being rusted out. So whatever, it all sandwiches in there. So I'm gonna make this piece first because I really want that in place, and then I'll make this big outer piece. I cut this off just like the other one. I'm gonna do the same thing. Like I said, I'm gonna plate over here and grind and cut all this old stuff out, and then fix this at the same time. So super exciting. I'm trying to decide what I'm doing here. If it's gonna run, this line's gonna cut all the way over here, which will look a little funky, or if I should maybe like bring it up and then run it over. Maybe something like that will look okay. Here's a new piece I made. So basically I had some angle iron, probably 1/8 inch, and welded the nuts on the back side. Obviously measured off this one so it matches all up, but this one's not getting reused. And then I made this front panel that is what is rusted out on here. I made it a little long, and then I'm gonna shave it down to size and get it to sit flat. But I'm going to get this welded in place, and then I will wrap all that metal around it afterward. But I wanted this nice and structurally sound, so you know, it's got some TIG welds on there, and then I do need to kind of grind that edge nice and smooth because I want to make sure that it doesn't give any weird ridges that the metal sits on. Wow, that's what that patch looks like. You could tell that there used to be a little tab in here that it was held onto, so I welded it here, you know, and I welded it here, which it wasn't originally, but I thought it might get kind of close, so I wanted to make sure that it's not chattering off there, and it gives it a little more stability, you know. So now I'm gonna make this top patch panel, and then I'm gonna try to make it curve kind of how it did before, and then I'll work on that big panel last. So in case you're wondering why rust repair costs so much, this is the stuff you get into. And in reality, if you had more money, you know, you could buy all sorts of replacement panels, but that's, you know, a $400 panel, $300 panel, and then the labor, you still got to put it in. So doing it yourself is the way to go, I guess. Well, that shows you, you know, not perfect, obviously, but this is up under your cowl, this is behind your fender. I'm not super sweating it, but I did want it to look decent, you know. So now, next is this piece, and obviously I'll have to cut all that out and see what's going on in there, but, you know, better than that. So just ran my bolts in, sucked everything down, that way I know that it's really tight against here. I also need to drill some holes and spot weld it to this support, that way it stays in place. But in general, it's tight, so that I know whenever I make my patch, it's all gonna mount up and be able to clamp right. So yay, that was a long day. The rest of this is really gonna suck. Getting all these spot welds out is horrible, and trying to get it to match this hole will take a sec. All right, a little update on how this patch is going. Obviously, I made some paper templates and did a couple things. I had to kind of cut this and bend it so it can make that angle that sits in the radiuses. And then I had to get this hole in the right spot. This is how this is gonna look too. I'm gonna get cut all the way up here. I wrapped this around. Basically what I did is I clamped this down real tight and I hammered it so I could at least get the bend to start, and then kind of pushed it all up into place, mark that edge. It's kind of better to get your piece made, then mark it, instead of like cut your hole and then try to fill your hole and get the gaps right. So I have to cut some little seams and bend that over. Obviously there's some welding I have to do anyway. So cutting the seam so it can fold, you know, the metal's bunching up, so it won't let that roll over. Now I need to pull that off. I'll probably hammer that edge over just a little bit more just to get it to turn that whole 90. You know, it's sitting on top, so if I just cut that and put it on there, it's going to be off. So I want to roll that edge a little more. It'll pull everything down so I can look okay. And another reason why I kind of left it long and did that is because your cowl vent sits on top, so you know, you don't have to worry about that weld seam as much. And then the same over here, you won't see any of that. And then to get this hole in place, whenever I use my template, you kind of will cut a hole in, and then you can get your hand in there and scribe it from the inside. And originally these are kind of like curled. I'm not worrying about it. You know, it might eventually tear into that gasket a little, but again, I'm not worried about it. I didn't want to use a smaller hole saw, cut a smaller hole, and then have to roll that whole edge. I just didn't want to do that. So yay. And then obviously, like I said, I need to fix this hole. I need to get all that pinched back together and then weld those spot welds that I cut because I was gonna scrap this whole side, but I'm gonna clamp all that together, drill into there, and then we'll clean up any rust that's inside those spot welds, and then weld that back together and then grind it flush. And then I like how spot welds look. I know a lot of guys will you know, filler the whole thing, but I like to see how the body of trucks are made. So excited how this is going. Hopefully all the welds turn out good, and hopefully this radius bend looks okay in the end. She's up there. Like I said, you can see this is what I was talking about. I need to notch out this little support back here, and then this stuff I need to take off. This is the remnants of what was underneath there before, but now this panel is mounted up enough that, you know, I can get all my gaps. You know, I'll put a nice level on it to make sure it's nice and straight. You know, obviously I wish they had a replacement piece, but then again, I'd order it and it wouldn't fit good, and all my stuff would be jacked up anyway. So you might as well build it, I guess, if you got plenty of time. So hopefully all that welds up okay. Hopefully it's thick enough right in here where I'd grinded on some stuff. That's probably my only real concern area, and I'll just turn the heat down, you know, and then hopefully once that weld's done, I can grind it down smooth enough that nobody's throwing up when they see my truck, you know. And then I think once that's welded in, then I will clamp these together, run my spot welds, and then everything will be solid, and I'll just hammer all this edge down against that as good as I can. You can also get in from the inside the cab and hammer that so that it closes that little gap up. But that's what she looks like. I don't know a single cab you're getting that doesn't have issues, you know, unless you're buying a brand new repop cab, and who knows, those probably fit horrible. But I wanted to show you in here. This is that back under the seat, and basically it's just caked. So this is support, and then there's a little ridge, but all that sludge and crap can get up in there. So I chiseled all this hard, packed in dirt, and obviously that's why it rusts out. But this is why rust repair gets dangerous, because you know, just imagine the rest of that panel probably looks the same. It just hasn't rusted out yet. So it's kind of maybe kind of a bad design, and maybe it's just bad right there because of the way it kicks up. I did that patch back there, it sucked. And then I did this patch in here, and you know, not perfect, but pretty good. I didn't continuously weld it. I kind of did spot welds, but with TIG, and then I hammer and dollied it. I could grind more, but I don't really want to get into the you know, base metal too much. And then out here, you know, I could obviously grind it some more also, but again, it's just gonna be this outside is gonna be painted the same as the inside of here, because you don't really see it, and the little bit you do see, I don't really care. So I'd rather it be black, whatever you do the body color, or if you just go bare metal. I still want all that sealed up and protected, and then, you know, everything you actually see can be bare metal with some clear. That one really sucked because you can't get to the backside of it, so I couldn't even clean up behind it. So it's just contaminated and just horrible. It's kind of a bad gap a little bit too. So the bottom side was fine, but the top side was sucked. So that was not fun. Well, that's how that patch turned out. You know, it always could be better, so I try not to beat myself up about it, but I kind of wish you didn't have any of those little seams, but I do on the other side too. So I welded this all up. You know, like I said, this is where the cowl sits on top, fender sits over there like that, so you don't even see this edge. I think I'm gonna wrap up this video. This whole project's been taking forever. Kind of in stress mode, trying to see if it's actually gonna get ready for Spring Carlisle, but you know, I can't do much about it. I just kind of wish I wouldn't have worked on the Suburban for as long as I got sucked into working on it. So you know, pay the price. Later.